All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so glad to have you on board with us today. Welcome to episode 25 of the podcast, How Do You Know That, with Robert Hollis. We are so glad to have you with us. And before we get things going, if you are watching us on YouTube, please hit the like and share buttons, as well as subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then be notified when we do podcasts or videos like this. We have lots to share with you and we're glad to have you on board. And if you are listening to us somewhere else on the podcast universe, also please like and share this with friends and help us spread the word. Also, if you'd like to join our exclusive community, the Inner Circle, you can join us by going to roberthollis.com/join to register. And there will be lots of great exclusive content, and you'll be able to participate in our special breakthrough sessions that take place every Thursday, except tomorrow, because it's Thanksgiving, to help you move to the next level. Today is episode 25 of How Do You Know That, with special guest, the #1 customer getter on My Daily Choice for 1970s? 2023. Don't know why I said that, but he's 2023. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking with Bob Johnson in just a couple minutes, and you're going to want to take notes and listen closely and carefully. But first, allow me to introduce our host of today's show. He is an entrepreneurial evangelist renowned for his incredible achievements. He is also known for inspiring countless of individuals around the globe with his unwavering determination and spirit, and he has also helped, as of this date, 67 people become millionaires. Known as a mentor, GPS to success, and a dear friend, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Hollis!
Craig, thank you so much. Again, the hostess with the mostest. You are the best and a dear, dear friend. It was fun that we got paid today. So it's awesome. Happy early payday and happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. And we have a special guest on here, and I got a little thing I'd like to share with you guys all on screen here. But at the national convention that we just had in Miami, I'm in the back getting ready to do my part, and this pops up on the screen. And so when they say #1 for top enrollers, hemp does work, and my ears went, I know that person. And that's the guest that we have today. So, from October to October, Bob Johnson, not only #1, but 853 new enrollments and a business volume of almost 70,000. So who else to do a podcast with than Mr. #1? So how are you, Coach Bob?
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Hi, Craig.
And so what I wanted to do is when people see anybody that's doing #1, it's like right away. I remember when I got involved in this company, believe it or not, Market Online from Canada is one of the super affiliates. And everybody, she was always at the top of the leaderboard until Bob showed up. But one of the things a lot of people do when they get in, Bob, is they have this mentality that, oh my God, I want to do exactly what that #1 person is doing. How does Bob, Coach Bob get, I don't even know what that number is. If we took 853 and divided it by 12, that's 71 people, new enrollments a month on average. And so before we get started, Bob, why don't you, what did you used to do before you got involved in marketing?
Sure. Well, I kind of always had an interest in this. I was doing it part-time. So I was a designer at Briggs & Stratton. Okay. So I designed small engines. And then I took a HTML class, which is building websites, back in 1991. So I've been doing this, and I've always had an interest in this. So it's just finding the right company. So
sure. And you married?
Yes, my wife, Bev. I have 2 kids. They're Ben and Hannah. They're 20 and 23. So they're kind of, I got them just about out of the house. So
So you and your wife started like when you were 12 or 13 then.
oh no. I'm a couple years younger than you, Robert.
You look young. You look young.
Yeah, thank you, man.
So where do you reside?
So I'm out of Wisconsin, in New Berlin. It's a little off of outside of Milwaukee.
Okay, cool. So as you're doing this engineering stuff, what made you sort of think of what people would call a side hustle, I guess? Why were you even looking for something? A lot of people go, God, I'd love to have a good job like an engineer for a big company like Briggs and Stratton. Why were you looking for something different?
Yeah, it gets stressful, but going to work, and I just always felt that I could do something entrepreneurial, and I wanted my own business. So I wanted to control my own life, kind of, not be bound to a job. So I had my 33 years in at Briggs, and I was getting a pension. I worked for another company for a couple of years, and then I couldn't do it anymore. So I ended up quitting in February just to do this.
So how long when did you first think about doing it, and how many little side hustles have you tried?
Oh, I've been in a lot of marketing and marketing companies, and then I was able to do the same thing, but it just wasn't as successful as it is today. And then I tried to make websites for people, but it's difficult because they don't know what they want, and then you build them a website, and then you have to redo it a lot. And I like this. I like the freedom of this. It gives me the freedom to do what I like. I love.
Yeah, Matt and I, believe it or not, we actually before MySpace, Matt and I actually sold a software to allow people to build their own websites.
Oh, really?
And we did really well until MySpace and Facebook came out. But me and Matt would have the same kind of problems. People would say, well, build me a website. You'd say, send me the content.
Right.
And they're like, well, what content? You know what I mean? It's like, listen, it's not going to build itself, So again, when people don't know what they want, they normally don't get it. You know what I mean? It's like they just don't get it. So how long have you when you said you've been in numerous companies, the only reason I bring that up is I've been with 19 companies since I started marketing.
Wow.
And when I say that, people go, oh my God, 19? And I'm going like, when you look at people that are successful, they're willing to risk and try. It doesn't mean that everything works. Mark Cuban, billionaire and owner of the Dallas Mavericks on Shark Tank, he's got one of the best statements I've ever heard. He goes, I only needed one of them to work.
Right.
And so I'm not ashamed to say that, the trophies that you see behind me, hitting number one, being the number one income earner, are actually some trophies from companies that don't exist anymore. Right. And that's just me trying. So, I wanted you to feel open, if you want, to just say, oh my God, I was in this company and it shut down. And then I was doing this and it shut down. And then I did this and it wasn't everything that they promised. They actually overpromise and under-delivering when selling you something. I can't imagine that. But give a little kudos to that, because I love that phrase by Thomas Edison when someone said, is it true that you failed 10,000 times? And he said, no, I figured out 10,000 ways it wouldn't work. And every time I did something, I learned something that I applied to the next ones, that I learned something that I applied to this ones, and then learned something. And so it's this constant, you getting more confidence, you believing in yourself. Some things work, some things don't. But please talk a little bit about that, because everyone always has, oh my God, it's like Coach Bob wasn't successful. He found MDC and now he's successful. It's like he's an overnight success. I don't think you feel that way.
Oh, no. I've had more failures. I'll tell you. Yeah, I was with companies, and the mentorship wasn't very good, or the products I couldn't sell, the products were inferior. It just went on. I mean, I was with a hosting company that failed. But a lot of it I did. I didn't think I should. I never thought I should have to try to get people in. I wanted them to come to me, and that's why I built like websites. And I'm kind of I was an introvert at trying to talk to people. So I like building websites. I like doing that, but that's what I lacked. So I needed to get better at that. So that's what I'm working on now.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. I mean, that I know that you've been in the company and you and I have crossed paths before. And now that we've been working together for the last few months, I just really enjoy you. I know you're going to figure this out. And when you figure it out, I'm still figuring it out. People are looking at my income and I'm going like, well, I'm, and I know this sounds like I'm bragging because I am, but it's not. I want 100,000 a month. I want $1 million a month. And people go, I don't need that kind of money. Well, then your dreams are not big enough. I want to take care of 250,000 orphans. And so that's going to take a lot of money and a lot of effort. So you just keep setting your goals higher. So speak a little bit to money, time, and effort that it took to become number one.
Sure. So roughly, I have around 80 domains, and I'd say 75% of them are within the CBD or hemp business. I have websites for CBD for dogs, gummies, hemp shampoo, lotion, dog treats. So I have a whole bunch of websites for that. Then I have 3 hosting accounts that I host them on. I spend roughly to maintain it per year. It's about 2,500 to 25,000 to 5,000. So just to take care of it. And usually I put in 8. Now since in February I made this my main job, I put in 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day.
Now, do you spend any money on advertising?
No, most of mine are I do free advertising. So because MDC frowns on paid advertising. So most of it's advertising, free. So Google, all the search engines, and then I try to do some other things littler than that. But
so when you figure out how to get these domains, get them hooked and out there along the World Wide Web to try to find people that are interested in that, what in total amount of years or months did it take you to get to number one?
Yeah, so I started, well, I just to give you a little history of my daily choice. So in 2018 I joined, which is about 5 years ago. I went through 2 sponsors. I really couldn't find someone I meshed with. So then I found I ended up finding you. So which was a good situation for me because I needed the help that you gave me. And so roughly in about 2020 in February, everything started to take off. I went from like getting 8 a month of new members to 76.
Holy cow! What was your best month?
I think it was 120.
120 in one day. So you're more consistent than you are giant months and then no good months.
Right. Now I'm a little bit more consistent, but when the challenge is if my websites drop in Google or some other things fail, some advertising I do, mostly, like I said, mostly it's free. Then I have to go back and I have to adjust for that. But
got it.
But last year was, when I was doing all the calculations, it just, like I said, February of last year, it just started up and I had like 1,028 last year.
Got it.
Of new members. So.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to not only congratulate you, Bob, but I wanted you to really, really explain to somebody if you were, because since you've been with me, you know the deal is I just want a million loyal affiliate customers, soldiers that are on subscription. That it's been my goal for ever since I met someone that pulled it off. Which is some of the other people that I'm blessed to be on the Hall of Fame with. And so one of the things that I wanted you to share with people is, if you were going to teach somebody to do exactly what you did, what would that entail? And do you think that you could do it?
I mean, yeah, I could probably do it, but most people won't put in the time. That's the problem. I mean, I wouldn't mind teaching someone, and that was my problem with the recruiting. It was like trying to train someone to do what I do. That's because that's the only thing I knew, Robert.
Right.
I knew the way I was, and I really never had a mentor like you. That grabbed me and said, "Hey, Bob, we got to do it this way." And then I would kind of go off a little bit, and then you'd kind of bring me back on course, So I think everyone needs that person, but I've tried to do it, Robert, and I thought, and then I just thought I didn't need that. I didn't need affiliates, I just do it with all, but it got me to a point where I couldn't do anymore. I topped out,
right,
to where I am, right? So then explaining it to me, helped.
Right. Because a majority of your income, because I know the reason that I wanted to do this YouTube is just to expand people's minds to think a little bit. So like when people reach out to me and say, "Hey, Robert, I want to be a super affiliate." Or let's say they just say, "I want to make 10 grand a month," right? My answers are the same as yours. It's like, first you got to know what you want, and then you got to put in the time and effort and be consistent to make it happen. And so, I can show anyone how to make $120,000 a year. Anyone. Can I find people that will do what is supposed to be done? So I remember you sharing with me, out of all those sites that you have out there, don't you have one that's really doing the majority of everything?
Right, Robert. I mean, I've made, and then someone even asked me to duplicate, make a site, and I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of luck, and you don't know how things are going to fall with, Google's algorithms on how they rank things. A lot of it's a crapshoot. So basically what I've done is I've put in out 80 websites, right? And I've got one that really come through.
Yeah. And so duplication in your realm, if you had one, let's say that you had one website that you feel has made you $80,000.
Right.
Okay. Because I think you shared with me, you've made a little over 110,000.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So if you had one website that made you 80,000, if you could get another website to do exactly what that site does, that would make it 160,000, right? And so every day you're trying to get the other 79 sites to frickin' do what this site's doing.
Right.
And you haven't pulled it off yet.
No.
So you wouldn't feel comfortable. And of course, you and I've had conversations away from this. So if I said to you, "Bob, I'm going to give you $50,000. I'll wire it over to your account right now. I just need this site to do a return on its investment in its first year in operation." Are you willing to take the deal?
No.
And I only reason that I'm doing this with you guys is I know everyone's looking for what they think is the easiest way. And people do what I do with Bob. You know what I mean? So they're going, so Bob found a domain, put it online, hooked it to a website, and he got 853 enrollments, did 70,000 in volume. And it's like, well, that sounds easier than trying to build a group. And so you're looking at a guy that has done it, and he can't duplicate his efforts. See, if Bob right now had a McDonald's franchise and that made him $100,000 a year, all Bob's got to do is open up another franchise to double his money. So the thing that a lot of people don't understand me is that my mentor sold me on this vision of making $1 million a year while everyone else was either enjoying the products or supplementing their income, getting their product for free or being in profit. And so I'm constantly, that's all I'm looking for, is a way to duplicate myself, because if I duplicate myself, it not only makes me a lot of money, but it also gives me more freedom. And that's the point that I wanted to get to here today. So one of the other things is, because if you're a geek from the dork force like I am, maybe that's why we get along so good. He was a engine engineer. I was an automotive engineer. So very, very introverted. And here's another thing with engineers, especially, not everyone can be an engineer. And so when you find that out, you sort of look at the rest of the public as being pretty stupid. So I not only was introverted, but I looked at everybody else as being stupid. Of course, I was smart at what I did. I didn't realize that you can be smart at other things like relationships and loving yourself. It's like I was a good mechanic. And so I know you probably have kept track on everything. Out of the how many total customers have you accumulated total, and what has been the attrition rate of those customers?
So right now I have 814. I didn't know how to track back and think ones I've lost. So I have 534 active, and I have 97 on subscription.
Okay, got it.
And then my account, I have two accounts. I found out I could have my wife with one account. So my first account hit 10K. I never was able to get past that. And then my wife's hit 5. And like I said, it kind of got to a point where this is all I'm going to make. You know what I mean, Robert?
Got it.
So I have to find a way. So I ended up luckily finding you.
So you are ready. So if everyone's watching, we'll switch gears now. If everyone's watching, Bob Johnson hit #1 in My Daily Choice. He doesn't know how to duplicate it. If I were going to give him money to do it for me, he won't. And now we get to go to the next part. So Bob, what actually got you to follow me? And you told me, that you read my book, which people can get at, roberthollis.com/free. But I knew that you knew right away when you reached out to me that you just had to change your frame of mind. People ask me all the time, you can be a number one in the world as far as a drag racer. You know what I mean? I don't know how much that would transfer into drag boats. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like one's on water, one, they got a motor. You look at a light, you step on the gas. No, there is a lot of difference, so you being in this situation now, I know that you will, there's not a doubt in my mind, by the way, you got this on record. You guys are looking at a future super affiliate, master affiliate. And the reason why I say that is engineers are pretty weird. We don't mind doing the mundane, the most boring freaking thing over and over and over and over. And people would ask, I don't understand how you can do that. Well, it's because people like Bob and I, we want to figure out how to make it more effective, compress time frames. And it's like, It's always our thoughts of mastering the one thing that we're doing. And so now that Bob has seen me and we're going through on what we need to do is if he had 853, if he had 853 affiliates, all right? And we took that times 100. That's 85,300 in volume a month, not a year. You see what I mean? So he's got 853 people that are using the product. What if he had 853 people that wanted to make money? All right. So we know what the average is, right? Times 2. That's 170,000 a month in volume. So that'd be 17 grand a month to you. So 17,000 times 12, Bob, is 204,000. Good or good?
Gooder.
So for those of you that don't know what I did right now there, that's called the plan. You know what I mean? You just see me do the plan a little bit faster than normal. So Bob, tell everyone when you started what you were looking for. We know it, you already established that. You're looking to make an above average income, and you're also looking for the freedom to enjoy your retirement. Do what you want whenever you want it.
Right.
So now that you've reached out to me and read my book, where's your minds and where do you see yourself?
Okay, first thing on your book, how is that working? I love that book, Robert. And you know what? I think everyone should read that completely through before you even start, because this would have saved me so much time to where I am now. It's just incredible. I mean, everything is in that book, Robert. But anyways, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Well, so you hit number 1, and you and I were laughing before I got on here because I said, hey, Bob, did you get your plaque? And he goes, no, I thought you needed to be there to get it. And I said, nah, let me track it down. So, so now that you've hit number 1 in top enrollment, can you possibly think what it would be like to be number 1 as far as active affiliates doing 100 in personal volume?
Yeah. Oh God, that'd be phenomenal. That
because
would be phenomenal.
You know how I get my plaques now.
Oh yeah.
I just get my plaques based on total volume in my group. So I think the year before last, I think it was like 16 million or something like that. and so go ahead and tell people we know where you are. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? And what do you think is the best way of getting there?
Sure. Now I remember your other question, so I'll answer that quick and then I'll answer that.
Okay.
So why I got first into my daily choice, I was for the product, for the CBD product. That was the big thing.
Yep.
And I think it's important if you get into something, you really have to believe in it. And I love all our products. And Josh and Jen are phenomenal. It's a perfect setup for me. So that's kind of why I got involved. And it's finding the right mentor, finding the right person to be mentored by, which you go over in your book, which I'm to that point now. So, and I think that's very important. And I think what I have a plan. I mean, you gave me a plan and how I'm going to meet where I want to be. And so it's about having a plan and this consistency and doing the same things over each day. And I've learned that. So now I've got, I chart everything. I do everything a certain time during the day, and it works for me. So that's kind of my plan going forward.
Good. Is there any doubt in your mind that you'll achieve it?
No, I'll get there I'll keep going until I do. I put in the hours, but I mean, I just love this company. And now with the inner circle, I used to be concerned about sharing information with people, like about websites and stuff. Now,
Yeah.
now I'm wide open, and I don't care what group they're in. I think we have a really good community, um, awesome people, and I'm building a lot of relationships, which you kind of taught
Well,
me.
where I think that this video for other people, Bob, and your personal story, I honestly believe the person that will share this video more than anyone is you. And the reason why is I recorded it and I'm going to send it to you. And here's why. People always want to learn through school of hard knocks. And it's bizarre to me. They don't want to follow instructions. They want to be creative. They want to work through school of hard knocks, learn from their mistakes when you can learn from the mistakes of others. So it's very difficult for me, Bob, when people see my YouTube channel and they see that, my website, and then they see everything, my book, I'm giving it away for free. See, someone in 2011 and 12 talked me into this brand thing, websites, blogs. And I'm not saying that it was negative. I just thought that I should try something different and sell courses and sell personal coaching and sell group coaching. And, me and my son made $3 million in doing that.
That's good.
And hated every day of our lives because I think we spent $2.5 million making the 3. In this industry, I make $1.2 million. I spend about 2,000. And I got free time. Me and my son could not stop creating stuff. And even though we're doing advertising, massive advertising, it was changing on us, just constantly. Everything that we were learning from other people was outdated by the time you learned it. It was just as constant how they were doing it and blah, blah, blah. And long story super short, Facebook shut our advertising account down and we couldn't get it back. And so, it was just bizarre that I thought, golly, because what was I teaching people to do at that time? I was teaching them what I was doing, which was building a brand and maintaining a website and doing all of this stuff. And the more I did it, the more you don't know what you miss until it's gone. And so now I don't have this 758,000 people that were producing 40 million a month in volume, and they were all over the world. And I was going like, they're both take time, and you got to get good at mastering the mundane. But one is exponentially income, one compounds, and the other one, I can help people duplicate what I do. So a lot of people go look at me and they go, Robert, all the stuff that you do just sounds so simple. It sounds so simple. I was on a Zoom before we jumped on here, and this lady says, okay, but I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. And I said, are you an affiliate? And she said, yes, I'm affiliate. And I said, have you purchased any products? She says, I have. And I said, so when someone sent you an affiliate link, you created a free account and bought something, what do you think you should do next? And she said, I don't know. And I went, why not look at what the person said to you and then copy that and then send your personal affiliate link? She goes, are you telling me if I share my affiliate link and people buy product, I'll get paid? I said, that's what I'm telling you. And so one of the things that's funny, Bob, is we won't, make it, people overthink and overcomplicate everything. And if they just can get in a right mindset, before we jumped on here too, I was telling Bob that, if you're willing to master the mundane, it's still funny to me that there's people that make millions of dollars from throwing darts. There's people that make $1 million by stacking plastic cups. And it's just that if people just knew, if you're better than average, if you're better than ordinary, you make above average income. So if the average income is 54,000 and you're this much better and you're working when you want, you're only making 70,000 with the potential to go higher and higher and higher. So is there anything else, Bob, that you would like to share with people?
No, not too much. I think we covered most of it, Robert.
Good. I just wanted you to do a video because I'm proud of you. You're a new friend of mine. You're an inner circle member. And I just felt like you deserved kudos. And I wanted you to share this video with people that are going, okay, wait a minute. So all the stuff that I thought you needed to do to become successful, I should not do what you're doing, Bob, and you should maybe learn to do the people franchise. Yeah.
Right.
And that's the deal, because the numbers are numbers. If you see that 853 there, the only thing that we didn't throw into that is that, 10% of the people will do work. So you'd have 85 people that would be in profit easily. And then you just take that, another number. So you take 85, and then you'd have 8 people on your group right now that would be making a full-time income.
Yeah.
Because I just know the numbers. Right. So now if we had 8 people, a full-time income, I'm saying nowadays is $5,000. All right. So if we took 8 people and took that times 50,000 in volume, that's 400,000 in volume. Wow. That would equate to a $40,000 a month check for you. So doing the numbers, just doing them differently, looking for people that want to make money versus people that want to get product. And I'll say this so everyone doesn't freak out, is I know that Bob right now is changing his philosophy in the way that he's going to do this business. But I said to Bob to not stop doing this. Isn't that correct? See, everybody always thinks that Robert Hollis is not about getting product and using the product and loving the product. If you guys came in my house, I guarantee you, I would bet you $1 million that I have more MDC products in my home than you do. I bet you $1 million, because we're blessed to have the money. So every time something comes out, Terry gets one of each. And so there's a lot of products that we love. And then you got Gobo. Geez, it's like what's happening right now. And so the whole philosophy is trying to understand a simpler, more duplicatable way. The way I explained it to Bob is that if everything that went through his filter is something that he could get a result from someone that's ordinary. So if you can get ordinary people a payday, an extra payday, you created an army. And so, Bob, I'll give you the last word. Anything you want to leave people with? I really, really appreciated you coming on here, and I thought it was an awesome podcast.
No, I would just suggest is reading Robert's book. How's that working? And then also join our inner circle. I think we have phenomenal people. You have to have good mentorship to make this work for you. I think I found that out. I went through a couple people that sponsored me, and until I found Robert, it just wasn't clicking, So I want to thank you for having me on, Craig.
Oh,
Robert,
thank you. Thank you very much. Craig, we'll let you close it out. Thank you very much, Bob.
Wow, Bob, thank you so much. What a great interview. And, just having you here, Bob, to share your personal experience is so important for everybody who listens to these podcasts. So thank you very much. And Robert, bless you, my friend.
Bless you.
What a great interview.
We'll have on the bottom of this video some ways that you guys can reach out to Bob and if you're interested. So go ahead, Craig.
Sounds good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow Robert Hollis at roberthollis.com. That's his personal website. You can also follow Robert on YouTube at roberthollis.com/YouTube, on Instagram at instagram.com/official Robert Hollis, on TikTok at tiktok.com/@realRobertHollis. Please don't forget to like and share this video on YouTube and share it with others. It will help us grow our community and reach those with ears to hear. Robert's schedule is normally Sunday through Friday, noon p.m. Pacific, with his going lives. And of course, he will have a brief one, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Now, we also have our Inner Circle Breakthroughs on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. However, tomorrow we will not have the Inner Circle Breakthrough session because it is Thanksgiving. But listen for Robert's message tomorrow at noon. We also have Ask Me Anything, which will definitely be this Saturday. Ask Me Anything is every Saturday at noon p.m. Pacific. And of course, our How Do You Know That podcasts every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific. And thank you very much, not only to Coach Bob, to Robert, but our executive producer and visionary, Matt Hollis. Robert, bless you. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us today. Until next time, everyone, please be good to yourselves, be cash, and bye-bye for now.
Good night. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Bob, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Love you guys.